Hello, this is Boy from Red Letter, and I'm making this video with the intention of creating more awareness about homeschooling. As many of you know, I am a proponent for homeschooling. I homeschool my 2-year-old and I intend to do it for a long period. I also create resources for early childhood homeschooling and homeschooling and for children who are also in school, just as a support or a supplementary thing, because my core belief is that when parents teach children, they gain a better relationship with their children, and that children learn better when they learn from their parents. However, I do understand that many parents are not in a position to homeschool their own children for various reasons, and that's not the purpose of this video, so we won't get into that. But for those who can, I highly encourage and I do support parents who want to go on that journey. And there's a lot of parents who are now coming to terms with the idea that there are more options to schooling than what we have been told traditionally. And I would encourage as much as possible for parents to take control of their children's education in whatever way they can. So even if your child is in school, you don't just send them to school and not know what they're being taught in school. So it is important, and I keep telling parents, even if your child is in school, be involved in what happens on a day-to-day basis with your child in school, especially in the early years, but really all through the child's life. Yeah, and I know that there are many parents who've been told by the schools, you know, it's better if you keep a hands-off approach. But I really do commend the new CBC curriculum that Kenya is doing now, because parents have to get involved in the child's learning. And I think that is absolutely critical for children. So why am I making this video then? I'm making this video because I'm becoming increasingly concerned about what I'm hearing parents saying, which maybe they don't realize, for me, sends in alarm bells. And I hear it often. Many parents tell me that, oh, yes, I've decided to homeschool my child, but I don't have a curriculum. I'm just winging it. Probably I shouldn't even put the quotes. Clearly, they're just winging it. They just decide today we'll do, so if it's early childhood, today we'll do letters. And they just go off and get some letters and do the letters. I do need to make this really clear. And this is not about my curriculum or my pushing parents to homeschool. This is about, and I'm speaking specifically for early childhood education. It is critical that you do things right, especially in the early years. We all know the saying that, you know, a child is formed in the first 6 years of their lives. You know, that is the time when all the foundations are set in place and their worldview is set in place. Their understanding of learning and love and life is all set in place in the first 6 years of a child's life. So when a parent decides to wing it at their education, you're not helping the child. In fact, it's better for you then to take the child to school, because in school you find trained teachers who have an idea of what they're doing for the child in terms of their education. So this is really just to highlight to the parents who have no curriculum, who are not doing the required research on learning and early learning for that matter, because it is a science. Early childhood education tutors and teachers go to school for years to learn what they do. Yeah, so many parents would look at it and say, oh, when I send my child to daycare, they're just playing. Yeah, I would like to believe that the teacher who came up with the activity that looked like play understood the learning behind the play. Yeah, so what the teacher was trying to achieve was not just to entertain the child or give the child something to do, but knew that that particular activity meant something developmentally for that child. So if you're a parent and you want to do the best for your child, I'd recommend either jump onto a curriculum that has already been prepared by someone with the skills to do it, or do enough research so that you can develop a curriculum that is developmentally sound. And by that I mean, I'll give you an example. So right now, the belief in or the philosophy behind teaching alphabets heavily leans on phonics and lowercase letters. So if you're a parent who's not aware of that, and you mix a phonics activity with a non-phonics activity, and you're not aware of why this particular activity is doing things in a certain way, you're not helping your child, because the person who created those two different activities have a different structure, and they might come out to the same outcome in terms of, yes, the child will eventually learn to read, the child will eventually learn to write and do their alphabet, but the path they used to get there may have been made more complicated because there was no designed plan on how to get there. So basically, parents, if you want to create your own curriculum, or if you want to sort of wing it with a lot of knowledge. There is so much information online. There's so much free stuff online that you can get. But if you're just picking things on Pinterest and saying, I feel like doing this today, I'll do that tomorrow, I'll do that the next day, at the end of the day, you may not be helping your child in their early years. So homeschooling is not just about keeping your child at home and teaching them yourself, but it's teaching them with a design towards an expected end. And so I'd encourage you to, yes, homeschool your children all the way, if you can. But if you don't know what you're doing, get help from a professional, or use a designed curriculum that is already set in place. All the thinking behind it has been done and processed, and then you don't even have to stress about it. So to all the parents taking this on, I commend you for thinking outside the box, but be wise about it. Thank you.